Hi, my name is Pillay and my student number is 21206689.
And my name is Karina Widraj, and my student number is 21206214.
Today, our video for TMA301, Assignment 2, will illustrate the concept of teaching shape and space, which is the properties of 2D and 3D objects. According to page 167 of the Mathematics CAPS document, Grade 5, Intermediate Phase. Our video will demonstrate the different resources used to teach the concept of properties of 2D and 3D shapes. We will use a PowerPoint presentation throughout the lesson which integrates the concept being taught. Secondly, we will use an activity called Pop-Up and Relia in order to build upon learners' knowledge. Learners will also be given a worksheet to answer during the lesson, and learners will be able to reorganize, visualize, and name 3D objects by also recapping on 2D shapes at the beginning of the lesson. My colleague and I have chosen a hands-on interactive activity instead of using efficiently advanced geometric applications such as GeoGebra. Reason being, the majority of schools in South Africa are disadvantaged, hence they are unable to incorporate ICT within the classrooms.
In addition to cater to inexclusive education students, we have decided to choose a more hands-on, colorful, and creative activity. The learners will be able to describe, sort, and compare 3D objects such as shape of faces, number of faces, and flat and curved surfaces. As for PowerPoint presentation, learners will be exposed to grade 5 level geometry content to help reflect on prior knowledge. Launching grade 4 by answering a worksheet, then using different 2D shapes to create an image of a house. Learners will then be introduced to the concept of shape of faces, number of faces, and flat and curved surfaces by showing them different 3D objects. Learners must be able to recall all concepts being taught. Lastly, learners will be given different nets to make their own 3D shapes on a mobile by also listing the shape of faces, the number of faces, as well as flat and curved surfaces. Let's get started.
The first slide we will show the learners is properties of 2 and 3D shapes. Firstly, to jog learners' prior knowledge on grade 4 work, we will be showing learners simple 2D shapes such as a triangle, pentagon, rectangle, etc. Along with this, we will be teaching learners to use the acronym "The Queen Puts Her Heels On" correctly. Learners will use this to help them memorize the simple polygons from triangle to an octagon, including a circle. From there, learners will be encouraged to use simple 2D objects to form an object. In this case, they will be asked to form a house. Learners will use this picture as an example. Followed by their constructed picture using 2D shapes, learners will be given a simple worksheet. The first row of the worksheet will be given as an example. So the name of the first 2D object is a square. It has straight sides, it has a number of 4 sides, and yes, it is a polygon.
Next, we will discuss the nets of 3D shapes. What is a 3D shape? A shape net shows which 2D shapes can be folded and joined to make a 3D shape when you are drawing a net. Here we are going to describe the differences between the 2D and 3D shapes. As you can see, in this one, we have a square, that's the corner, the side, and it is flat. However, in a 3D shape, we have something called vertices, which is when 2 points meet with each other. Then we also have the face and the edge. And when a square is into a 3D shape, it is now called a cube. There are different properties of 3D shapes. 3D shapes have 3 dimensions: length, width, and depth. A polyhedron is a 3D shape with a flat face. Spheres, cylinders, and cones are not polyhedrons as they have curved surfaces, like this one. A cube has 6 faces, 12 edges, 8 vertices. A cuboid has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. And these are the other 3D objects that will be discussed. Time to get our hands on. We're going all in.
As discussed previously by my colleague, we are going to look further into 3D objects. Okay? So firstly, this is a triangular prism. And as discussed before, it has 5 faces consisting of 1, 2, 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. Right? For this activity, this is called the pop-up activity, where you are required to pull both strings like so, and eventually it forms the net, and it forms the 3D object of a triangular prism. It works in correspondence with every other net. In this case, we have a rectangular prism consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles along with 1 and 2. Like so, if we have to pull it again, we find that the 2 ends both fold up and it forms a rectangular prism, just like this. As you can see that they look different, however they are still the same because they have 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangular faces along with two rectangular faces on either side. The fourth one is a cube. As you can see, a cube is simply a square which is put together 6 times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when we pull along these 2 strings again, we find that it all together folds up. It will fold up eventually to form a simple cube. And lastly, something that you will be learning this year is called a triangular pyramid. A triangular pyramid consists of 1, 2, 3, 4 similar triangles put together. And as you can see, the bottom of a triangular pyramid is in fact a 2D shape of a triangle. And when this is put together, we find that it forms a triangular pyramid. Lastly, for your benefit, learners, here is a reference list which you can make use of to find the nets, to find the pop-up activity, and other resources we used in our lecture. Thank you.
Thank you.